Hi there. My name's Blaine. Most of the people in my life just call me Dad. I'm a firefighter, welder, business owner, a teacher, published author, and most importantly right now, a home bar enthusiast. Recently, I felt the need to try something new while we were all stuck inside. So while everybody else was trying to figure out how to work out, I took up bartending and mixology. I've learned as I'm about to show you that while there's a few rules, anyone can learn the secrets of the world's best bars and mixologists. I've also learned it doesn't take a lot to get started. Your bar doesn't have to be amazing, and then you can literally be the star of any party you go to. I created these videos to give you the insight and teach you the skills that I've learned. In them we'll make the Prohibition era classics, as well as many of the new cocktails you might find on a night out. I'll touch a bit on the history of each, probably throw in a few good dad jokes for good measure. So come on in, have a seat, relax. I'll ask you the same question I ask all my friends and family now that they're old enough when they come over. You care for a drink?
You just sit there and I'll tell you the tale of the dark and stormy cocktail. 'Twas a dark and stormy night. Suddenly, a shot rang out. The best I could do. And that's not really how it happened. But here's the history of the dark and stormy. According to Sarah Rentz of Esquire magazine, the drink originated in 1806 when a Gosling family member attempted to sail from England to America. The seas were too calm when he got close to make it all the way, so the ship made fast for the closest port it could, that being Bermuda. There, Gosling created his famous black rum, where it's still made today. You fast forward to the end of World War I, and Royal Navy sailors stationed on the other side of the island were brewing ginger beer to combat seasickness. The two somehow got mixed, and the dark and stormy was born. The name comes from one of the sailors stating it looked like the color of a cloud only a fool or a dead man would sail under. And while the Bermuda Triangle is full of mystery and things go missing, fortunately, this recipe never did. Another version tells the story of the man Gosling inventing his black rum in 1860. It's possible the numbers were interposed, and we might not ever know. Anyway, in the 1800s, sailors were given a daily rum ration, and Gosling soon became a favorite. The British Royal Navy was also brewing its own ginger beer for the aforementioned seasickness. When given the choice between the two, the sailors said, "Thank you, Governor, we'll take them both." Somehow they were mixed, and the rest, as they say, is history. While there remains some question between the two stories, one thing is not disputed. Gosling's owns the trademark to the name Dark and Stormy, and they jealously guard it. It may be one of the only drinks on the market that is legally protected. So much so that they've threatened to sue, and have actually done so against Malibu Rum to protect the Dark and Stormy name. So if you want the original, you have to use the original Gosling's Black Rum. I think it really does taste better. On some menus, you might see a drink called the Safe Harbor. That's simply another version of the Dark and Stormy, but it's made with a different black rum. Just one that you can't get sued for. So that takes care of the rum. Well, what about the ginger beer? Well, for this recipe, you need to actually use real ginger beer. That beverage is actually brewed, as opposed to, and while it's non-alcoholic, the taste is much more potent than simple ginger ale. Barrett's is the preferred down in the Caribbean, although Gosling's makes their own Stormy ginger beer. You could use Cock and Bull or another one, but real ginger beer is a must-have. A compromise was struck in most bars, and with Gosling's, and the drink is usually garnished with a lime wedge because some wanted lime juice and some didn't. The original recipe does not call for it. That way you've got your choice. And for those of you who are saying, oh, it's just a Moscow Mule with rum instead of vodka, I'll remind you, the Dark and Stormy actually predates the Mule by 81 or 135 years, depending on which story you believe. It actually predates the Prohibition era cocktails. What you should say is, well, the Moscow Mule is just a Dark and Stormy made with vodka. Semantics. Either way, it's a fantastic highball. It's tasty and refreshing. So what do you say? You care for a drink? How about a Dark and Stormy? We'll go ahead, we'll get our highball glass up here. Let's get a slice. And we're going to use our ginger beer. I've got Bundesberg here, which is popular in the Pacific Northwest. And we'll just pour that in there like so. And then we're going to add 1.5 to 2 ounces of Gosling's Black Rum.
And then we'll garnish that with a lime wedge. I'll just kind of rest that right there. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Dark and Stormy. Well, that's last call. Thanks for stopping by. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like down below. Feel free to leave a comment as well. You never know, I might feature your drink next. While you're at it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? That way you'll know when I've got new content out. You know, each of these videos takes me between 2 and 4 hours to shoot and edit. Couple that with the cost of the booze and the ingredients, it's a good size investment for me. I'd really appreciate it if you're so inclined, and if you would help me cover the cost of my time and ingredients, you can do so by heading over to my Patreon page at patreon.com/drinkswithdad. There you'll find additional footage, contents, a monthly newsletter. There's a lot more than that. You'll also be able to help support me keep creating these videos. I'll see you next time.